About the yellow mask?
Can he do what he says?
Well, let's hope he can't, Mr. White.
But you're afraid he can. And the devil of it is, so am I.
What's Pac'n, tribe? If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you got to go to Cardillo Real Estate. Lou and the team are my choice because they're simply the best. From a smooth sale to a memorable buy, Cardillo Real Estate has you covered. So give them a call, 914-481-2223, or send them an email, hello@cardillo.co. That's hello@cardillo.co. And you can give them a follow on Instagram. Their Instagram handle, cardillo.co. What's Pac'n? We're back, everybody. Thanks for viewing, streaming, listening, however you found us. We appreciate it. And if you like us, give us a little follow. Maybe go give us a buy at our store. Our store is up on Facebook. Our store is up on Instagram. And go check out our merch, man. Give us a little feedback on some stuff if you want to. Larry, we got a great episode, man.
We got an incredible episode, dude.
Oh, as always, Larry's in the control room. Magic Mike. He's on the couch. Normally he's in the control room, but now he's here, Mike in front on the couch. Well, he's on the couch because why not, right? How are you doing, sweetheart? So Mike's on the couch, and we have a great guest. We have Dok Brass, the one, the only. Clap it up for Dok Brass, man. I'm so excited he's here.
Hi.
So, Doc, pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
No, dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
We've been trying to get this set up, so now it's finally set up.
Yes.
And I'm excited. I'm excited for this episode. So for everybody at home listening, Dok Brass, Doc, how will we describe you?
I am an instrumental performance artist.
Okay.
Right, so I perform music.
Yep.
But I'm a finger drummer.
Expert finger drummer.
Thank you.
And let me give you a lot of kudos on that. It's quite breathtaking. Your videos. I mean, I watch your videos it's like one of those things that I get memorized by. It's very weird. Like on Instagram, there's the whole fucking discoveries page, that whole spotlight page where you just see shit and like, you know, those like little clips and you're like, why am I watching this? You know, why am I watching how a can of soda is packed for the past 15 minutes, but it's only a 15-second clip?
Right.
You know, that's how I feel about the finger drumming. I watch your videos and they're like 30-second, 40-second clips, whatever they are, but I'm watching them for like 15 minutes and I'm like, it's just, look at his hands.
I appreciate that I make you think of packing up sodas.
Well, yeah, that and amongst other things. Packing
Yes,
up other
no,
things.
I know what you mean, but thank you.
How it's made, Dok Brass episode.
How it's made, Dok Brass. But I tell you what, incredible stuff.
Thank you. For
So
real.
my description of Dok Brass is expert beat maker, all around hip hop enthusiast, and
Yes.
like a human thesaurus of information.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of useless knowledge that's up there.
Well, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna unpack it.
Sure.
So, Doc, real question right off the bat, right? Dok Brass.
Yes.
Why are we hiding the identity? For everybody at home, he has a mask that he wears while he does his finger drumming videos and also performances.
Mhm.
And as we're sitting here, he has a mask that's covering his face, as we all deal with nowadays. But he's hiding it for identity purposes. But why
Sure.
are we doing the identity?
Well, I mainly hide it just like for like major public appearances. I admit I could never pull off what MF Doom was capable of pulling off of like a much higher level of anonymity. But it's really to make people think of the superheroism that I'm trying to represent in the brand.
So you are a hip hop hero.
Yes,
As opposed to MF Doom, who's the villain.
he's the villain.
So MF Doom, I don't know who MF Doom is. MF Doom is
The fucking man. I mean,
the man.
he's so an easy way of putting it would be he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Okay.
So if you're involved in the rap game, you very likely know of Doom.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Sub Rock.
Yes, rest in peace, Sub.
So Doom, he's a rapper.
Yes,
He wears a mask.
yes. He's
Okay.
got
He
so
hides his identity.
yeah.
But he's a villain. He's a villainous character.
Dude, I'll give you the summary. He started as Zev Love X,
Okay.
a different name, with his brother Sub Rock,
Yeah, rest
and
in peace.
as well as their friend Onyx,
Okay.
and they formed a group called KMD in I believe it was '87, and they put out a Mr. Hood.
Was it 87? I thought it was like 89.
Either that or 80.
Oh,
it was in
damn.
the late 80s, 87,
This is-
88, or 89.
And all New York. These are
Yeah.
New York-based guys. So you're talking like grass, like
He was born
beginning
in
of
the
hip-hop.
UK.
He was born in the UK.
Yeah, born in UK.
okay.
Raised in Brooklyn, and so pretty much. But they started the group called KMD, and they had one album. They were getting on there.
Which
They-
was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then they made a second album
Okay.
called Black Bastards,
Okay.
Yep.
which was supposed to be released through Electric Records, if I recall correctly, and it got shelved because of the cover art.
Cover art.
The cover art
Yeah.
had a Sambo character being hung
Oh shit.
with like
How long ago was you're talking? What, like 90s now?
Oh, this would have been 91, I think, or
Oh
92.
shit! So hip hop,
Yeah.
like
It was a tough album to try and release at that time.
At that time,
But
yeah.
at the same time, I remember there being other controversial albums that had kind of come out. But
You had Public Enemy.
Yeah.
and
yeah,
NWA, obviously.
yeah. NWA. Yep.
but the record label was trying to distance themselves from the controversy.
Gotcha.
But
So they-
KMD was totally different than them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, KMD was
The three of them.
3.
Okay.
What ended up happening is after the record got shelved, Sub Rock unfortunately died crossing the highway. He got
Hence
hit by
the
a car.
RIP.
Hence
Oh,
the
no
RIP.
shit, got hit by a car.
Got hit by a car. And
And
died.
fuck Kurt Loder.
And so what ended up happening was between the album getting shelved and the loss of his family,
Yeah.
Doom pretty much ducked out.
Okay. So he gets out of the rap game.
He pretty much, the story is he pretty much spent his life with family and on the streets,
Mhm.
just more like a homeless style.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, like just kind of giving up on, what the hell is this world really offering?
Wow.
Kind of like the whole question of like what kind of God allows child cancer kind of
So
stuff.
he kind of went. So here's what I take that as. You guys, one of my favorite movies of all time, Pulp Fiction.
That's a fantastic movie.
Remember the scene, Jules, how he just says he wants to roam? Samuel L. Jackson's character
Sure.
at the
Yeah.
end, they're sitting there at the table,
Yeah.
and he says to him, what are you going to be? He says, well, I'm just going to go be Jules. I'm going to go
Yeah.
roam.
That,
And he
that
says,
was
so you're
like-
going to be a
that was
bum. He
like
goes, I'm not
Doom.
going to be a bum.
But that
I'm going
was
to be Jules.
before Doom
That was before Doom
Doom.
became Doom before Doom. See, that's the point. Because,
So he went on a Jules after all these events happened to him in his life.
Yes.
He goes and bees. He goes and roams.
Yes, he goes in Rome and
And
comes to terms.
He
and
comes back
with a mask,
calling
himself MF Doom,
Okay.
the villain against the music industry that so deformed him.
Ooh. So he had he took his own personal storyline, made it into a character, and then put legs on it.
He did what every therapist wishes that their clients would do, which is transform a narrative out of their trauma.
Doc, would you agree with me on this? That he influenced Bobby Digital, who is RZA from the Wu-Tang, where he intentionally spit offbeat instead of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
He would land on the 3, the 1, the 3, the 5, like.
So he intentionally, kind of like James Brown playing off cue back in the day, he would tell them to keep different tempos, the musicians,
Not
and
so
they would
much.
argue.
No,
Not
it
so
was
much
his
like that,
spit
no.
style.
But I'm saying like he was a change of pace type of guy for his own
he
genre.
changed the game.
Yeah.
He invented what's called a holorhyme,
Okay.
which is essentially where you hide multiple rhyme schemes within the rhyme. So it essentially gives not only the impression of, but it essentially feels like a very consistent rhyme scheme that's never stopping.
Oh shit.
And he doesn't really do a lot of choruses, so usually it'll be like a 2-minute track of him just spitting straight fire because
as opposed to like the regular song that you might hear where it's like a 4-bar intro or a 8-bar intro and then 16-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, 16-bar verse.
Look at Tony Clifton Jr. getting into it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone stay
he just
tuned for the
didn't
Tony
follow
Clifton tapes.
He just did what he wanted to do, and I just what I love about him so much is the fact that he transformed something negative into like a path for himself.
Yeah.
And
so you embraced that. So he was a villain character that went and came back, and he made a comeback. He released albums.
Oh, dude, he's a fucking legend. I mean, like that's the thing is he if he puts out anything, I'm on one of these guys, by the way. So you got to understand this comes from experience. If he puts out anything, it will a limited copy. It will sell out within 24 to 48 hours.
Good luck seeing him live because you don't know if it's him.
You don't know if it's him or not.
Oh yeah,
with like
the mask
Doombots, quote unquote Doombots.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like he's the fucking man.
You said you worked with him?
No, I fucking wish. No,
you wish.
No, he's just my hero in terms of the anonymity, and I could never achieve what he did, which was like he would literally go to the show, do his gig, and leave.
Yeah.
And like he would not really be hanging about. He was not around in public a lot. If you want to be truly anonymous, you can't really connect with people on the same kind of level. You just kind of have to right?
Yeah.
I kind of come from a different approach where, because of course I love MF Doom, but I'm not going to just like be Daniel Dumoulin, right? So what I'm gonna be myself, right? Yeah. So I have a little more of the optimistic, heroic nature in me. So for me, it has to be more about representing the heroism and connecting with people. So I can't I can't connect with people if I'm always behind a mask. So the mask is like the Tony Stark's where I go into Iron Man mode.
Yep, it's your suit.
Right, it's my suit. Exactly. And like, but then if I'm at a show, I won't have the mask on, so people can potentially find Waldo. I'll have my hat on.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But those are really the only times that I don't really wear it or like make a true attempt to cover my face. Like this is going to be out on public, available everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I don't want people who don't know me, don't take time to come out to the culture and support the community. I don't want them to. Why does it matter if I know what I look like to them? They're not even around.
Your government name.
I agree. You
know what I mean? Like show up, you'll find out what I look like.
I'd say what, man. You have a stance. You stand
Doc,
for something.
actually.
I like it.
Larry.
So like MF Doom, right? He's the villain to the industry to kind of take it down in his own way,
sure,
quote unquote. So is your goal here to change the industry as the hero?
Oh man, I would love to. You know what? Technically, an easy answer would be yes, but it's a little more complex than that because what I just want to do is be the change that I want to see in other people that I expect we should all be on. I don't think it's some I don't think it's high and mighty to just expect a little more moderation from human beings and for people to be a little more empathic to each other.
Where's Bon Jovi?
Yeah, really, man. I like that one.
You
I
know?
like that.
I'll accept it.
Ironically enough, you said high and mighty. MF Doom, I think, did a record on Ruckus that High and Mighty started.
Oh, shit. God, I didn't even think about that. That was unintentional.
So,
Yeah.
so Doc, part of everything that you do, which is a lot, you are involved in outreach programs.
I work with a couple nonprofits. Yeah, today, one of like Today's Future Sound. Big shout out to you guys. Love you, Dr. Elliot Gann. Big shout out to him. Una Frecuencia out in El Salvador with my man David. And what we do is, I mean, what they do that I'm humbled to be a part of, and of course I just take extracurricular times myself to do it, which would just be to spend time making beats with kids.
Yep.
And showing them and teaching them the history of hip hop culture.
Okay.
And beat culture.
Yep.
As a therapeutic way of keeping yourself busy instead of getting into trouble.
Yeah.
While also learning skills.
So the reason why I bring that up is because you say you are an example of being the change you want to see.
Sure, yeah.
So you really embody that. You do the outreach programs, you're passionate about the hip hop industry, and you commit and you stand by it, and actions become, people can say a lot of words, but actions speak louder than words. I think your actions speak louder than your words.
I appreciate that.
I give you a lot of credit for that, man.
That means a lot. I mean, I just think that I say it all the time to the point where it just feels corny, but I don't know. It just is what it is. I just say I just think we can and should do better. And if we can do better, we should do better. And if, why the hell?
Word up.
Why the hell aren't we? And I think that, and I do put it often in the hands of the people who are at the top because, no offense to you guys, but I mean, not you guys, but the people at the top, if you're ever listening to this, one, go fuck yourself. But two.
Now, when you say the people at the top of what? You're talking about the hip hop industry? You're talking about the political stature? Both?
Higher class individuals, if you will. Yeah, higher class. Yeah.
The string pullers.
You can call them the social engineers, masters. The labels, and not even just the labels, but again, we're talking about artists who have a wealth of income that is so vast that they give away and people allow them to validate that as some kind of, they're doing great for the people because they're donating so much money. It's like, dude, it sounds like a lot of money, but take a macro approach. That's 5% or less of their income. They're not sacrificing dick.
So
what are they actually sacrificing? I mean, to me, that's just like it's the equivalent of the dollar at Dunkin' Donuts for the average consumer.
Gotcha.
That's not backed by the Federal Reserve.
No. Well, so here's a guy, Dok Brass. Okay, doesn't have that vast income like the other ones in the top of the music industry and other industries, but you put your time and effort into outreach programs. You're on the ground, boots on the ground, doing it with these kids, teaching them. And I see what you're saying. These guys, they throw a small percentage of their money when they should be doing more. And how can you argue that? You can't. There's no argument on that one.
There's no argument.
There's no argument. I agree with that. And for anybody to have a comment on the situation or anybody in the know, you're in the situation. You're doing it.
You can feel free to at me if you got something to say about it. You know what I mean?
Right?
Let's just be real.
Speaking of at and Dok Brass, we got to at these sponsorships coming up.
DOK, Doc with a K, if it's all the same, right? BRASS.
BRASS. Dok Brass on Insta.
Dok Brass.
Go give him a follow.
You can do that everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. I locked in the whole Dok Brass name for everything.
Perfect.
So
Dok Brass, go check out his videos, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. People come up to me all the time, and they say, Jack, where do you get this stylish outfit, bro? What are you wearing? How come this shirt is so soft? You know what I say? I say, it's the What's Pac'n gear. Everyone knows this. I'm out, I'm about, and this stuff looks good. It's nice, soft, and fits beautiful for a night out, a night in, going to the gym or not. This stuff is great. If you want to pick some up, you want to try it out, take my word for it. If not, find out for yourself. Go to www.whatspac'n.com, go to our store, buy some of this stylish gear, whether you want the tie-dye, you want the gunslinger, you want the I'm not okay and that's okay. And trust me, it's definitely okay. So have fun, be safe, and wear our gear. www.whatspackin.com. Hey, everybody. Do you need mulch? Do you need topsoil? You need some grass seed? If you need some cement, give Mayapack Building Materials a call. 845-628-8110. Doc, we talk about your outreach programs, and we talk about you traveling, getting in touch with the kids, teaching them about hip-hop and the hip-hop culture, and keeping them out of trouble, which is great. You live the change you want to see, which is a noble thing. A lot of people, I wish more people did that. But with all this travel, with all these experiences, you get to have some wild experiences. So part of your outreach program, which I heard, you went to El Salvador.
Yes. Yeah.
And what were you doing in El Salvador?
Well, I was working with the group I had mentioned earlier, Una Frecuencia, which works with about 100 or so families across El Salvador.
Okay.
El Salvador is like about the size of New Jersey.
Tiny, Central America.
Tiny countries, but there's still 8 million people in it. So that, we went around to different cities, kind of helping out different areas.
What's the poverty level over there, man?
Look, they're a less industrialized area in general, but I'll certainly say that the American media doesn't have it right about them. They think it's nothing but gang warfare over there, which certainly isn't the case. It's nothing more than, not to diminish any threat level of gangs, it's like in California how you have the Crips and Bloods.
Okay.
Right? So you have two gangs that are in El Salvador that kind of primarily make up their gang warfare, and most of it is, inter-gang activities.
Activity and
so,
violence.
Most of the people are okay.
Okay.
And honestly, I felt safe when I was there. There was no issues. I had a great time with the people, beautiful culture. But when you are in their poorer areas, it's a slum.
It's a slum, yeah.
No power except for a generator,
Gotcha.
and they are covered by towels and like one sheet of metal for a roof.
Yeah.
True poverty.
And you were working in these areas with the kids, doing all outreach stuff. Now on your travels, so us on the show, we talk about it quite a bit. We're fans of hallucinogenics. We are. We are. We all have our own experiences. I think, me and you have spoke before about this. I think that to have kind of a well-rounded opinion on the life, the meaning of life, those deep thoughts and questions, that type of experimentation is kind of necessary to have a well-rounded, in my opinion, a well-rounded aspect to answer questions along those lines is what's the meaning of life, the pursuit of happiness, staying motivated and getting kind of deeper in touch of what's going on internally inside of you.
Sure.
So on your journey, that we say, you also are an experimenter of hallucinogens.
I am.
You've asked these questions and you've sought these answers.
I have. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I am. This is one thing that I haven't done. Maybe in the course of my life, I will do it. I'm not sure. I don't know what situations I'm going to be in.
Sure.
But there's a thing out there now which is taken over, and it's called smoking the toad.
Okay. The
toad. And the toad is something that Tyson has tried. A bunch of celebrities have taken onto it now. And Tyson credits the toad to pretty much his comeback. Really, the comeback fight that he has with Jones coming up.
The original person who, podcaster, I guess,
that got big on the toad.
Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously. So this is something that's out there that's circulating around, and it's one of
and the toad
things.
is DMT, right? That's what you're talking about. DMT.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So what they do is they extract this poison from the toad. They get it into crystallization form, where it's pretty much like smoking a crack rock almost. They put it in a glass pipe, they smoke this stuff. But
is that how it's actually done? Because I've smoked DMT a bunch of times, but does it come from a toad?
From what Tyson describes it, yes. Well, also the from what I understand from the
ayahuasca
scientists.
The in El Salvador, they get it from the ayahuasca root.
Okay.
And which is one of the main sources of DMT.
Yep.
And where it comes from. So they like distill it from it.
From the root.
From the root.
So this is separate than the toad.
Correct.
The toad is extracted from toads in Mexico. And they're on the border. They literally go out there with nets, scientists, and capture these fucking poisonous frogs.
Is it the Rococo toad?
I couldn't tell. I got to fact check that one.
I remember there being a toad that made people hallucinate, but I just don't know if it was the same one.
I'm not sure. I got to fact check that one. But anyway, I'm interested in it. It's supposed to last 15 to 20 minutes. You smoke it, and it's supposed to give you like a mental reset almost. They're not a mental reset. It's an addictive reset. It kind of gives you an insight of life. Okay.
It's not addictive.
It's not addictive.
No, it's not addictive.
It's not. It's not an addictive substance. It's just one of these things that takes you on that journey. It takes you on that journey mentally where wherever you're seeking to go, whatever questions you need answered, this is supposed to be
well, it's because of the studies that have been done with it. So, like for listeners who may be less aware, DMT is formed naturally in our brains. It's what helps make us dream, right? So, there's also it coincides with a theory called the stoned ape theory, which really is that the next evolution of humans really came from us tripping our balls off, effectively.
Oh, gotcha.
And mostly through things like DMT is why my Mesoamerican architecture looks the way it does, is because of the kind of visions that you get on DMT. And then there's also been studies in people who have had near-death experiences versus people who have smoked DMT, and their experiences seem to really align, showing some kind of connection between, what most people would consider the more ethereal or spiritual
world, realm, that third dimension,
with what we are here. Yeah, exactly. And I had the
so you go to El Salvador
experience. Yeah, I had,
and you go down there. You smoke do you smoke the toad?
I smoked DMT.
DMT.
Yeah.
So that's Ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca. Yeah,
ayahuasca.
So ayahuasca. Well, from ayahuasca.
I'm saying ayahuasca
It's not a full ayahuasca trip. So, like, an ayahuasca trip is where you take
ayahuasca,
like a drink
in
that
Peru.
Yeah. It's like
walk me through this experience in El Salvador. I'm interested. I'm curious. This is something that I'm intrigued in.
Well,
I think Mike's like, I've done so many trips. I'm ready to go.
I've done every drug you can name except ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca?
I mean, I'm lucky to have had the experience that I had, because it's not like you're just at your house in America taking drugs and just zoning out.
Well, I'm going to say, you're in El Salvador. You're in a foreign country. Now, if I'm in El Salvador, I've never thought about traveling to the Central America. But if I am, and it's like, you hear these stories, cartel stuff, I'm thinking to myself, man, stay alive. Get back in one piece. And this guy's doing like spiritual journey trips in the fucking favelas, bro, teaching fucking hip hop to some kid. That's like, hey, I'm like, what the fuck? So, Doc, I got to give you one thing. You got some brass balls, all right? Doc Brass got some fucking brass balls. I'm going to Central America. I'm trying to
I got some stories.
Keep my fucking skull and not end up on YouTube beheaded. You know what I'm saying?
I got some stories. I mean, like, well, see, here's the thing. So
break it out, guy. Let me hear this. Let me hear this story. You go to El Salvador.
Yeah, I go to El Salvador, and to be clear, especially since I focus so heavily on humanitarian efforts in the youth, I would like to make sure that it is known that all of these experiences were post-educating children. Okay,
of course.
It was actually the night before I was leaving back to America, and the people I was with, they had asked me a couple days before if I had ever hallucinated, and I had told them some of my prior experiences, but they had asked me if I was into DMT.
Okay,
did they?
Really?
What? Like, they actually asked you.
The people.
Well, they're very spiritual people down there. They are very connected with nature.
So they asked you about DMT and.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, everyone does drugs down there. Well, they were asking if I did like acid and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, of course.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, I mean, like that. So they were asking. We as you do.
You started chopping it up.
Yeah, you start chopping it up, and they just asked me if I had tried it, and I said no, but I would always love to, because it's obviously very rare to get. At least proper.
To me. So, like,
proper DMT.
They were asking you about, like, obviously you said acid and mushrooms.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. But then through
People
conversation.
asked you about that? Like,
shit. We're just talking about.
They're talking.
We're talking about drugs.
Talking
you know
about
what I
drugs.
mean?
Yeah, you know how that shit goes. You're leaving. You're going back to America. Everyone's bullshitting. I get it. So you get the opportunity. These guys, what do they do? They bring it in.
So they pretty much the night before they said, "Hey, Doc, we were able to get some DMT. They made it for me. Because again, like, one of the guys who I was with was a shaman, so.
So hold on. You had a El Salvadorian shaman make you an hallucinogenic DMT.
I was lucky enough to have an El Salvadorian shaman offer it to me. I didn't make him do
No,
shit.
no, I'm saying no. I'm not saying you made him do it. That is a wild. So you smoked DMT with a fucking shaman?
Dude, I had the full experience. So pretty much what they asked me where I wanted to do it, and what I decided on was to go to a beach that they have there. So, and I mean, like I honestly couldn't have asked for a better experience. They brought me to a beautiful black sand beach. And if you're not familiar with the beaches in El Salvador, they're volcanic beaches.
So it's all dark sand. Is it the
all
Pacific
black
or the Atlantic?
Sand. I believe this is the Pacific.
Pacific, West Coast.
And
so
the
you're
thing
on the
is
Pacific,
like
black sand with a shaman,
dude,
to smoke DMT.
You know when you're at the sand here,
Larry, write a book about this.
Yeah. You know when you're at the sand here on like Jones Beach and you step on it and like your foot goes into the sand kind of shit.
Yep.
Dude, in there, you walk
then you
on
go
top
down
of the
a
sand.
few miles and
You walk
go to
on
the
top
actual
of the
good
sand.
bit.
Okay, you don't sink in that sand.
No shit.
You literally walk on top of it. It's so fine, it exfoliates your skin.
Wow.
It's so fine, and like your skin feels good after being on top of the beach.
Doc, let me ask you a question here. A buddy of mine told me he went to it was somewhere in like the Midwest or whatever, where he is Utah,
Okay.
Utah? Yeah.
and he went into one of the lakes there.
Yep.
Pimples that he had were just coming out of him
What, from the salt in the lake?
from the salt.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
there's
shit.
the Great Salt Flat, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
Did
that's like.
Did that happen to you at all?
No,
or?
no. I mean,
No, I
honestly,
don't-
like
Okay, yeah.
I
so
think
everything was fucking beautiful and natural, and that's the thing is like,
Yeah.
so we get there at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, so no one's there. It's a beautiful starry night out. We set up a fire. We're all chilling around it, and
beautiful.
it was me and a couple of our people. There were I think about 5 of us in total, and pretty much because when you go into this experience, you pretty much get completely
Oh
disassociated.
yeah, you need.
We pretty much all got into our boxers.
Wait a second, you're all stripped, all 5 of you?
Yeah.
Was there now? Who didn't smoke? Who was like the chaperone?
Well, it effectively because of how short it takes to go through the primary trip.
How long is this trip?
Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's it. And you snap right back. You're like, okay.
Well, you rebuild yourself back
come
into,
back
a,
into
a
reality.
state of of you being able to like control yourself again.
Yep. So all 5 of
and then
you-
you're still kind of like in this euphoric state of like love and acceptance and really being thankful for the opportunities that you have in this life.
Shit, dude, I really want to try DMT again.
I mean, dude, here's the thing. So when we start, so pretty much like I said, I pretty much get to have the full on a beach in the middle of the night, starry vibed.
You got the full boat, man.
And the shaman literally goes, he's like, okay, so we have our 4 elements. We have earth, wind, water, and fire right near us because we have the fire near, right? Everything's going on. And so
and you're stripped down your underoos.
Yeah.
With a shaman at night.
Yes.
Ready to smoke this shit.
Yes.
Oh man.
And I did, and it was hilarious to me because I take a hit of it. It looks like keef.
Oh, that's what it looks like?
Yeah,
Looks
you
like
ever
keef?
you ever have just like a straight keef bowl? Like a straight bowl of like keef? That's what it looks like. And so you just take a hit of like what looks like keef.
Yep.
And like keef, it like burns up
So
instantaneously.
it comes what? Pipe or
Pipe.
a glass bowl?
Pipe. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a bowl, like
What color is it? Brown, green?
It was whatever the guy had. I mean, like it's like a pipe that you can get at a head shop.
No. I'm not saying the glass. I'm saying the actual colorization of the DMT.
It's like a
Isn't it
light green.
Like green?
Yeah, like a light.
It looks like that. It's like you freebase it.
Yeah. You have to- so you start to smoke it. The shaman gives you guys the thing.
I even watched a couple of my the homies do it first, right? And I watched them hit it, and then like shortly after they hit it, they just like nod down, and they're like gone, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, oh shit. So they say it's my turn. I'm like, all right, let's fucking do this. And I do forewarn, like anytime that you want to take a hallucinogenic or any kind of mind expanding experience, please be willing to do it. Don't let anyone pressure you into it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And this is key because you need to be wanting
right-
the information
yes,
that you're going to be
yes.
receiving. So
Otherwise, you could have a really bad trip. You can get yourself in a really bad experience. And yeah, everybody that's listening, whatever like that, we're all adults.
Yes.
If you're an adult, be in the right mindset, be willing, able,
Correct.
and wanting.
But and it's important because you get more value out of the trip. So what ends up happening is I take a hit. I remember even like taking, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to be expecting? And I looked over at the shaman and he's like in his meditative state. And without even looking at me, he just goes, try to hit it again. And I literally go to try to hit it again. And like, if you ever seen movies where like the lights kind of form that tri-light kind of fade out thing.
Yeah. You guys got a
That's
fire
pretty
going on
much
the
what
beach?
happened was like, it looked like everything just started to ball away. And then I was just gone.
Wow. Oh my God. We got to pick it right up after this break. Hey, everybody. I have a great product to tell you about. It's called the Germ Sleeve. It's a shopping cart handle protector that fits and clips onto all shopping carts. It's universal. Now, what this does, it prevents the spread of germs from the handle to the consumer. It's a great product, especially with flu season and corona and everything going on. Protect yourself. Shop safe with the Germ Sleeve. Now, if you want more information about it or you want to purchase, please go to www.germsleeve.com. All right, so you're on the beach.
Yes.
You smoke this. The shaman's cross-legged Indian style tells you just right without even knowing. He just senses.
Yeah,
hit
he's
it
just
again.
like, try to hit it again.
Pupil.
And-
And now you guys are sitting around
Yeah.
black sand at night, waves crashing, bonfire going.
Yes.
Oh, you're down in your underoos.
Yes.
Everyone's down in the underoos.
Everyone.
Everyone's down in their boxers.
Well, it makes sense because we're not going to want to lose our
What's the
wallet.
shaman
or-
wearing?
We're all in our underwear.
The shaman's in his underwear too.
Yeah.
Is the shaman like an intimidating looking guy, or does he look like
No.
Yoda, like wise?
No, he's not a dude covered in like bushes and shrooms who's just like, "Come, my child." we
Yeah,
shall
like
to-"
dude, I feel like he's
No,
like a
bro.
tribesman
He's
coming
a
at
fucking
you.
dude. He looks like a human being that wore a schlubby T-shirt. You know,
Yeah?
yeah. He's just a dude.
He's just a
man.
dude.
He's
Is
just a
that a
dude.
knock on me?
So what qualifies you? what qualifies you to be a shaman?
I don't know,
Man?
dude. The same thing that qualifies me as a white dude to be in hip hop, bro. You know, you just
You
do
just got to
it.
be about it.
You just got to
Yeah,
be about
do
it, and you just got to fucking, know your shit, get involved.
Wow.
You know, so it's
So
like.
you go on the trip. You smoke this for the second time. You're all sitting around.
Well, I
doing your
try to
thing.
hit it the second time, and
Yeah.
it just goes. I just go down, and like, and again, this is going to be tough to try and explain to people who just haven't gone through the experience. So you're going to try and just have to hang with me on here.
Yep.
Essentially, what happens is you lose complete sense of your own self in terms of like your body, like your five senses, touch, right, and things like that. The only
Touch,
thing that you
yeah,
really have
smell,
is sight.
taste.
Sound sense.
You really only have sight and sound, I guess you could say, because the thing about the sound is that you get this very high pitch that kind of overtakes everything.
Yep.
It'll start to shape. Think of it almost like a
You get the light trails, like all that stuff.
the visuals are beyond anything that you would ever be able to comprehend.
Really?
Essentially, what happens is, and like I saw, how do I explain?
I love it, dude. That's the
It's
best.
tough.
How do you explain it?
It's tough.
So comparing it, so acid, right? I've
Can I
no comparison.
ask that?
mushrooms and stuff. What?
You know,
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no.
Love you, brother. But how do you compare acid and mushrooms? But what made you start doing the finger drumming?
Wait.
I'm sorry, but I'm lost.
Yeah.
Like, is there a connection between my tripping balls and me doing finger drumming kind of thing?
Yes.
No.
No.
I mean, like I've always been like a nerd, and even in high school, I was doing like little finger drumming on the MIDI keyboards and stuff like that, and that was way before I did any kind of hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
Most of the hallucinogenics was through a pursuit of knowledge of self and peace of mind, and like understanding my place in the universe and understanding what it is that we're all born into.
The deeper question of, why. We all ask the same question, why? In every situation, everyone can ask why. Why did this happen to me? Why did that happen to me? Why am I breathing? Why life? The major question of why, I think when we do hallucinate, or at least for me in my personal experience, there's certain questions of why that.
Do you feel like you found that answer?
I think to some of my whys, there's more why. Why isn't just one question. You know what I'm saying? I think you can end a lot of things with why did X, Y, and Z happen?
Sure.
Okay, so the couple of the whys that I was looking for, I was able to get I was able to gain a better sense of acceptance
Okay.
over the whys.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I gained the level of acceptance over why.
Sure.
Okay, I was able to let that lingering grip that I had on those experiences go. Okay, it helped me get through a lot of things. I've had an interesting life, man.
I know we were talking about fucking
I've lost I lost a lot of family members. Tragically, had a lot of tragedy hit my family over the course of my life. And some of the grieving processes are very difficult.
Sure.
And I found solace in my trips. Okay. I found that, my angels are still with me. I was able to feel that I communicated properly with them, and I gained closure on a lot of situations, which I was looking for. Now, was it what I expected? No. The result was the same, though. Sure. I'm happy I did the experience. I gained the closure that I was looking for. Did it go the way no, nothing ever goes the way you expect it. But the end result was the same. It definitely altered me and gave me a better outlook on the whys in life. Understanding the whys and why things happen, and gaining acceptance, radical acceptance over radical situations.
I would definitely say that the experience I had, especially with DMT, in comparison to that of acid or Molly or shrooms or any of the other kind of stuff, would be I've definitely attained more of a peace of mind about the place in the universe post DMT than I did post acid, because it's a different kind of.
So you feel more enlightened after DMT?
Yes.
I actually have to ask you about this.
Yeah.
So DMT, you feel more enlightened.
Correct.
LSD,
I mean, I felt like a peace of mind more with to me LSD would be kind of like a stepping stone, right, towards something that is that much heavier. You got to keep in mind, with LSD, you still have so much more control over yourself. You don't have control when you are on DMT.
It's a complete out-of-body experience.
You're gone.
Completely out-of-body experience. So you're here in El Salvador. You're having this wild trip, and the thing that I relate to, so I love mushrooms, okay? But mushrooms is not really an out-of-body experience.
No.
It's an experience in body.
Correct.
That it comes in, the best way I describe it is it's like it comes in waves of enlightenment.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is it, when you smoke the DMT, is it like a wave experience? You get the same rush of euphoria, that light feeling, that no anxiety, or is it you're done and then it's all mental?
So it's like, essentially what happens is that because
you still, by the way, I'm sorry to throw another question at you.
What's up?
You still have motor function? Hands,
No.
feet, everything? No motor function?
Nothing. See, because that's the thing. That's why they tell you to, that's why we got down into our boxers, was because you don't want to lose anything that you have, right? And when you go down,
I'm thinking you guys are in boxers because that's what the shaman has his whole fucking ritual.
No.
You're in your boxers for safety reasons.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're in our boxers because we're on a fucking beach, and when you're smoking, and when you're in this experience, after you come back and regain control of yourself.
Yep.
Okay, which is about 15 to 20 minutes. Which again, I'll have to revisit that section of time, what you go through in that, because that's pure out of body. You're in another dimension. Okay.
Yeah.
When you come back from that dimension and you are now back here, you're still under a euphoric sense, and you still obviously have this, and you're still you're
in a daze.
You're in this rush of just gratefulness and thankfulness, because what you learn during that 15, 20 minutes is really what's the most important part. Okay. And what it is so when I pretty much what happened was I went under, and I was greeted with some of the most beautiful, vibrant colors I've ever seen in a beautiful, ever fluid kind of moving picture. And at the end of that moving picture was a figure clad in black, like a silhouette.
Okay.
I feel
Did
like
you
it was,
meet Jesus?
well, no, you meet who. So this is where I, of course, now we take the jump into me sounding like the crazy stoner hippie guy, right? Because
Dude,
what you meet,
Everything's copacetic, man. You say it, we roll with it.
well, because the way that I put it is, you meet who everyone's been trying to get to,
Mm-hmm.
right? This whole time, call it your Yahweh, your God, whatever the case may be,
Whatever your system is, whatever
Yeah.
your
whatever
whatever your
you're
zen,
born.
whatever your thing is.
Because it doesn't name itself. It doesn't say, "Hey, dude, God here, what's up?" You know, pretty crazy, right?
It's that light, it's that energy, that
Yeah,
that,
but in like you speak to it in literally what could only be explained like in a telepathic manner. Because obviously you don't have vocal cords. You're like communicating with this thing. So I arrived there and I'm essentially like, "What the fuck?" And this thing's there and it's like, "Hey," and I said, "Dude, this is fucking crazy." And it's like, "Yeah, I know, right?" He's like, and it says, "Let me show you something." And what it proceeds to show me is essentially the way I would put it is this. What it shows me is that we are all the thing that everyone's trying to get to. So everyone's like praying to God.
yep.
Well, we are that God with which we are trying to pray to. The way it tells the story is this. What we have here is an experience,
Yep.
which is the answer.
Okay.
The experience is the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
The experience is why we're doing this to begin with. You see, when things don't revolve around time, like time is a non-issue for beings of that magnitude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They say, like, you think
Well, they
talk about
say
your God.
time is an idea.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
there's- Yeah,
100%.
the
It's
idea
a
of time.
man-made construct for a lot of us. And
Yep.
obviously, based off of our senses, we have to live through linear time.
Linear time,
right?
yep.
But this is a non-issue for beings of a different conception or perception,
Yep.
right? So pretty much the way that it told the story was, we are all God.
Yep.
We were all together at one point,
Okay.
and we were God.
Yep.
We were chilling in this area that we are here, and we're like, hey, pretty dope.
Okay.
We wanted to go and experience, like the way that you want to visit like your hometown,
Okay, I'm following you.
right? You move on with your life. You're happy with your life.
Yep.
You're happy with the career path you chose. But there's a feeling that you get when you're like, I want to go back and experience.
You are your hometown.
Yeah.
You still are where you come from.
Yeah. So pretty much what we decided as a collective consciousness and God was like, hey guys, let's go on a vacation.
So you were talking to your collective consciousness,
Yes.
your figure, your God figure.
Yes.
And you guys all were subconsciously, you were subconsciously, well, not subconsciously, but yeah, I guess subconsciously having these conversations
Yes.
with these figures, and they were retorting back to you, full-blown combos with enlightenment and feelings of euphoria.
Couple things to note. One, I am obviously doing probably what would be considered a gross distillation of the conversation,
Mhm.
right?
Well, yes.
There's no way I was
You
not
can't be-
speaking
yeah,
during this, right?
Yep.
Like I said, this is all through feeling and vibes, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just an understanding.
Yeah, like-
a higher level of understanding.
You look at someone and they give you that look of just being upset, and you know that they're upset, right? You
Yeah.
understand that communication through just body language and empathy and things like that, right?
Yes,
So,
yeah.
so that's how we communicated in this state. I'm obviously not speaking like, "Hey, yo, dog, this is some dope shit, man." You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah.
It's certainly not like that. And usually you're in such awe of what's happening around you that you're just on a journey of explanation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's providing answers to the things that you are really trying to provide
Now,
answers
little
to.
side question: what were you looking for? What answers were you looking for?
Well,
If you don't mind me asking,
no,
I mean, I know
not
that's
at all.
personal. Everyone has their own thing what they go looking for. Me, I was looking for closure on a lot of situations that happened in my life, and I feel like I've explained. I feel I gained that closure in its
Right.
own path, in its own way. What were you looking for?
Well, I think these are things that are usually synonymous with artists, are things like depression and anxiety and things of that nature. I have always struggled with a sense of how would I say justifying an existence I never asked for.
Okay.
Right? So I was looking for the answer, very similar to what most people would do. I was looking for why. Why the hell do I have to experience life inside this body, right? Why do I have to be born in a time where I think a way that clearly a lot of people don't think, right? Like we were talking about my noble intentions earlier. I'm clearly not among a lot of people who think this way.
Well,
right?
I think everyone that's listening and everybody here and everyone that comes in contact with you, they know right off the bat that you're an extremely high intelligent, high functioning individual.
Oh, thank you.
And I mean, I think it's incredible that you have such knowledge, and you talk very fluently, very clearly, very precise. You know what you want. You don't dilly dally, and you're very right to the point with what you want. I can see what you're talking about. I can see how you are looking for that feeling. Maybe I'm hitting it on the head. Looking for that feeling of belonging, finding that what's the purpose. Your purpose in this body and that. So you were looking for that soul searching purpose.
Because I mean, look, I always knew what I liked to do. I always knew what I wanted to do.
But what are you meant to do?
Not even what you're meant to do. Because that's the thing is like, why doesn't necessarily mean what you're meant to do, right? Like if I told you that the answer to why we exist is just to experience it,
to experience life.
Yeah, would that be okay with you?
That's perfectly fine with me because
that's kind of what the answer is. And I think a lot of people just aren't prepared to have such a simplistic answer be the answer. Because for me to tell you that what you're experiencing is a fucking gift.
Yeah. Now, the experience that we are so blessed to have to experience life in human form on this earth.
And here's the shitty thing about that. There's no logical reason that if the answer to life was to experience it, why there would be so much death in children.
I see where you come from with that.
Right? Like, so that's always where I found my complication with the monotheistic individual, right? Which is why I enjoyed the experience of DMT. It's more of a spiritual connection with everything around us than it is trying to connect to a potential creator that is constantly involved in your life. When in reality, it's like, if he's been there, then why does he have kids dying of cancer?
Yeah.
Right? So
I get that.
Because I can't find a good reason for that at all, the best reason I can understand is that
we're just lucky.
You're lucky enough to be born where you are, and you'd better fucking accept it because you're given examples of how lucky you are.
Yep, every day.
Every day. So if you're born in a life where you're looking at people suffering, I don't want to hear shit from you.
Yeah. No,
that's kind of what it comes down to.
Suffering. Yeah. No, I get you.
If you're one of the people suffering, I'm sorry.
Be grateful and have humbleness and gratitude. So we can sum up the entire DMT experience as a humbling, gratifying. Well, not gratifying, but gratitude.
Yes, you feel grateful.
You feel grateful for what you have in life. The fact that your life is X, Y, Z, and take that inventory of.
Because it's going to be eons. I mean, it's going to be eons, and we're going to get back to that full collective consciousness, right? Maybe not in fleshy meat bags, right? Maybe not in automaton AI.
I believe that actually we believe it so much. We're going to pick it right back up. We got to cut for this sponsorship break.
Shit.
Oh, how you like that, Doc?
Segue.
Hey, everybody. All the tree guys and all the landscapers out there, if you're looking for a place to dump, Organic Recycling Center, 100 Bucks Hollow Road, Mulch Inc. Go dump, go check them out. For all the homeowners out there, all the shopping centers, all the big guys that need some commercial mulch, wholesale stuff available. 100 Bucks Hollow Road, Mulch Inc. 845-628-2655. Give them a call. They'll help you with all your wholesale supply needs. So, Doc, as we discussed a lot on the show, we talked a lot. One thing I wanted to touch on was you remember the tribe now.
Yes.
So on the show, we talk about building this tribe. So I'm big with tribes and big with equal members coming in as a group and all equally contributing to one common goal. And I think we all have a common goal going here. So we have the podcast that you're clearly on.
Yes.
As you know.
Which
right?
thank you again for having me. It
Oh,
was great.
dude, thank you for coming on.
Great to vibe.
And we also have the studio. We have the Tribe Vibe Studio.
Yes.
So Tribe Vibe Studios, we are happy to announce, is up, going, and we have Dok Brass, in-house producer, ready to rock, ready to roll. We got Larry. Larry's doing it. He's the audio engineer. This guy, we got a great team. We got a great team going. We got Doc, we got Larry, and then every now and then we get Gary. I mean, it's crazy. we get crazy.
No, I'm really thankful for the consideration and having me be kind of the house producer aspect of the musical section of the studio, right? Because obviously, like you said, it's a podcast studio as well, and you're doing multiple things.
We are for everyone listening, we are a full recording studio. If you want to do singer-songwriter stuff, rappers, other podcasts, whatever you want to do, Tribe Vibe Studios is here to please.
It really is a very impressive setup that we have over here, and obviously, if you're looking for music. If you're not familiar with, the engineer-producer relationship, Larry, who I've known for a very long time, is a very talented engineer. I also have my own, degree in talents and engineering, but that's only to help complement what Larry already does. And then what essentially I'll be able to help do for all the music people is, provide the Dok Brass tone and the Dok Brass style and, obviously, for all of the fans of the production techniques that I do, and now it's not just me working out of my own home studio. I've now partnered with these badass motherfuckers.
Join the fucking tribe, man.
This is your lair, bro. This is your lair.
Yeah, it feels great to have a nice Dok Brass hero layer to feel at home. So thank you guys for making me feel at home.
Dude, I'm so happy that you feel at home. That's what we're about.
No,
That's the vibe.
You made it feel like our home.
Oh.
Yeah,
You made it feel like we finally touched ground.
Yeah, man.
No,
The
but it's
tribe's
good.
coming. The tribe is building. The Vibe Tribe. Everyone's catching the vibe. We're all on the tribe, and Tribe Vibe Studios is up and going. And I'm also happy to announce that this, as you're watching, is shot by ASGD Media. My man, Austin. He also joined the tribe. He's going to be shooting all the video and stuff like that going forward. So everybody out there that's singing, singer, songwriter, rapper, all video needs inside the studio. We can shoot music videos. We can shoot all types of stuff. We have a professional videographer in the tribe also. So the studio is really growing.
Yeah. It's really impressive. It's only gonna obviously go up and up from here in terms of.
Dude, we've been doing this for such a short period of time right now.
Right.
I can't believe how far we've come.
Right.
I mean, from literally being outside on the patio of my mason yard to sitting in a fucking studio that's finished, ready to record. It's exciting.
I mean, dude, for all the listeners out there, I mean, you guys got to really understand if you guys aren't familiar with what it takes to make moves on that kind of level, it takes a combination of gumption and moxie, and they got it in spades. So, which is why, again, essentially, come to us for any of your needs. You got this fucking nerd for all of your music needs. You got some super talented engineers and ears behind it, and you got some great brains like Jack behind. The management side.
I appreciate it.
So good stuff.
Yeah, we're building a nice tribe. The tribe's coming together, and we're ready to run, ready to roll, ready to record. I'm excited what the future holds for all of us, and happy to be partnering with the Dok Brass brand.
Yes,
yeah,
dude,
man, the Dok Brass brand. So everybody at home, you're going to be seeing some videos from Doc. He's going to be doing some stuff out of our studio, finger drumming stuff. Larry, obviously, he's going to be mixing up some stuff too in there. The studio is its own entity. It's its own vibe, and that's going to be building and growing as we go. Just like the podcast. I mean, we're building and growing as we go, man.
Yeah, and for people who've been following me through the years and you've kind of seen how I usually kind of gig with my nerdy hip-hop comic wall behind me, I actually did even bring in comic books that I'll be setting up here.
I love that.
We're going to keep having the nerd vibes here.
Yeah, dude, I love that. Listen, nerds are awesome,
Best day of
man.
my life.
Man, look.
Nerds are awesome, dude.
Nerds get all the fucking chicks, dude. All right, so let's just be real here. All of the nerds, dude, I found out years after high school that half the girls that I would have loved to have talked to actually had crushes on me because of how adorably nerdy I was. Right?
Oh, you were the cute nerd, man.
Oh, dude, listen, first off, fuck you. Second of all, yes. Okay.
Oh,
I was the like, oh, you can be my friend, and I'm like, oh, I just want to fucking touch boobies, bro. Come on, like, can we just do something?
Thing.
It was tough life, right, bro? I mean, like,
you're telling me.
what it took was getting a defined jawline and going through college to come back and be like, you know, you have the charisma then of a young adult with the intellectual charisma of a pen pusher. You know what I mean?
Nerds rule the world. Just ask Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg.
That's right.
Nerds rule the world, man.
That's exactly
That's
right.
the way it goes. I have utmost respect for
darn
all
tootin'.
humans. Mark Cuban.
Well,
He's cool.
No,
Yo.
I said you're darn tootin'.
Oh, I thought you said Mark
Yo,
Cuban. I was
that's
going to say,
I'm not
he's
cool enough to
yo.
reference that. That's because I'm a nerd.
You're darn tootin'.
Well, so here's the thing. I've actually had to even take it a step farther recently, which is by going full on geek, because whatever, no offense to the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Hold
but
on one second.
nerds
What's the
are
difference
everywhere.
between nerd and geek?
So a nerd was really just, it was actually specifically for IT purposes.
Okay.
It was, if you knew computers back in the day,
Yep.
you were called a nerd, right? But nerd now means just knowing a lot about a subject. So you could be a car nerd. You could be a tabletop nerd.
So you're explaining to me a tribe inside. That's
inside
what
the
we're
tribe.
talking about.
Well, because now
There's geeks and nerds.
a geek is who you would like. As far as to paint an easy picture, the geek is the guy with the glasses, like the skinny Weasley kid
Yeah.
with glasses and the pocket protector and the thing in there. And what sucks is that that's such a stereotype because, I didn't have glasses, but I literally had the pocket protector and all the other bullshit. You know what I mean?
You rock the pocket protector?
Oh, bro, you should, dude. When I was in elementary school, I had a fucking
Really?
turtleneck over the. Oh, dude, it was horrible.
Shit.
Oh, I got the shit kicked out of me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a big part. Actually, it's a big part of what I talk about in terms of the overcoming adversity. Larry knows I was not a very popular kid when I was younger at all. So
same thing, dude.
Right?
Same thing.
No,
Nerds
like he
unite,
literally
man.
watched,
That's
some of the horrific things that would happen. So anyway, I know we're low on time, so we can talk about that at some other time.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Nerds versus geeks. We could talk about that whole subject.
Know that geeks are just an even deeper level of nerdery. So if you're a nerd and then someone says, well, I'm a geek, that means that they got some extra knowledge on
Oh,
you.
yeah.
That's really what that is.
Well, as always, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for streaming. Great episode, Doc.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure having you, Larry. What do you think, dude? We're wrapping this one? I know,
Dude.
You're a master.
Great episode.
Great episode.
I love you, Larry.
We're going to fucking roll this shit out, dude.
Yeah, bro.
I'm so excited for the future, guys. Tribe Vibe Studios. Everybody stay tuned. Book with us. We're ready to go. We're ready to record. So, and as always, health, wealth, happiness.
Peace.
Stay nerdy, guys.